I always thought I knew my husband inside and out. After 10 years of marriage, I believed there weren't any surprises left between us. But then came his 38th birthday. And what he planned for that day didn't just surprise me, it shook the foundation of our marriage. His birthday was coming up in a week. I had already planned a surprise dinner at his favorite rooftop restaurant, invited a few of our close friends, and even bought him the leather watch he'd been eyeing for months. But oddly enough, he wasn't showing the usual excitement. One night, as we sat watching TV, he turned to me and said, "Hey, don't plan anything big for my birthday this year." I laughed, thinking he was joking. "Yeah, right. You love surprises." But he shook his head. "Seriously, I've already planned something. Just be ready by 7 p.m. Wear something comfortable. No heels. No heels. Comfortable clothes." This was different. But I nodded, not pushing further. I figured maybe he had booked an outdoor adventure or something casual. I was wrong. On the evening of his birthday, I dressed in jeans and a loose top, just like he suggested. He was unusually quiet all day, nervous even. At exactly 7, we got in the car. He didn't tell me where we were going. After about 20 minutes, we pulled into a small private event space just outside the city. I recognized the area. It was where we had attended a wedding years ago. I smiled. "Oh, is this like a private party? Did you invite friends?" He gave me a tight smile and said, "Sort of." The moment we walked in, I froze. There weren't balloons. No cake. No friends shouting, "Happy birthday." Instead, there were 3 chairs arranged in a semicircle. And sitting in those chairs were 3 people I didn't recognize. And standing in front of them was a therapist? I turned to my husband, confused. "What is this?" He took my hand gently. "This is something I've been planning for months. I didn't want a party. I wanted to heal." I blinked. Heal from what? He led me to sit beside him in front of the small group. The therapist introduced herself. "Hi, I'm Dr. Sarah, and I've been working with your husband for a few months now. Today, he's invited some people from his past to close old wounds." That's when I noticed the tension in his posture. He looked like a man preparing for war, with his own heart. One by one, the strangers introduced themselves. The first was a woman in her 60s, his old high school teacher. She had apparently helped him through the darkest year of his life after his father died, and he never got to thank her. The second was a former best friend he had a falling out with in college. A betrayal that scarred them both. The third was a man who used to bully him as a teen, who, shockingly, had reached out last year to apologize, and my husband agreed to meet him under one condition. It would be on this day, during this session. I sat silently, my heart racing. I had never seen this side of him. The man who never opened up. The man who always smiled and shrugged off pain, was now unpacking decades of emotional baggage, right in front of me. The therapist guided the conversations. With his old teacher, he broke down while thanking her for being the only adult who noticed his pain. With his ex-best friend, there were tears and apologies. They had both made mistakes, but neither had been brave enough to fix it until now. And then came the bully. My husband stood up, looked him in the eye and said, "I carried your words for 20 years. I hated you. But today, I'm letting it go. You don't control my self-worth anymore." The man nodded, visibly emotional. "I was a mess back then. I'm sorry. You didn't deserve any of it." I sat there, stunned. I thought I knew everything about him. I knew his favorite food, his habits, his silly quirks. But I didn't know this pain. I didn't know how deep it went. After the session ended, everyone left quietly. It was just the 2 of us, standing outside the building under the evening sky. He looked at me, tears in his eyes. "I know this wasn't the birthday you expected." I shook my head. "No, it wasn't. But it's the one you needed." He took my hands. "I wanted you to see the parts of me I never talk about. The parts I'm still healing. Because I don't want to carry this into our future. I want to be better, for us. For our kids someday. For myself. I hugged him tightly, overwhelmed. You didn't just give yourself a gift today. You gave me one too. The gift of understanding. Later that night as we sat in bed, he whispered, "Thank you, for not walking out. I was so afraid you'd think less of me." I held his face in my hands. "No. I think more of you now. You were brave enough to face your past. That's the strongest thing I've ever seen you do." That birthday, it didn't have a cake, or music, or laughter. But it had something more powerful, truth. And from that day on, our marriage wasn't just about sharing happy moments. It became about carrying each other through the painful ones too. Sometimes, the best gift we can give ourselves, or someone we love, is healing. And sometimes, what shocks us, ends up saving us.